Here we are, the final class in Diablo 1, the Bard. It only got added thanks to my mod, and it's not even finished, as you can tell from how it is just the character model for the rogue. So what does a Bard do? Well, she gets to dual wield one-handed weapons, the mods on them stack up, so that is pretty nifty. Anyway, 2 weapons, 1 cathedral, 0 issues as usual, let's go. The run starts off strong straight away at level 1. One of the very first things I come across is a book of healing, allowing me to heal and such. As always, there are no problems whatsoever during any run ever, so I don't almost die to a skeleton captain like a noob. That would of course never happen to me. Our cleanest of gameplays isn't happening by accident. For some reason the developers in their infinite wisdom thought that it would be a fantastic idea to have this melee class start off with 65% chance to hit, which means we are hitting with a razor sharp accuracy known only to humankind by the likes of my jokes. To solve this, we are pumping every point we can into dexterity. We are looking to hit about 200 chance to hit. If we can get more, we'll gladly take it. But with 140 to go, we have a long road ahead of us on the chance to hit front. Griswold can help us in our quest of not joining the undead by selling us a club. Now I don't really see why the person that is trying to save your village should pay for stuff. But on the other hand, if someone told me that they were going to walk to the devil and punch him in the face, I would charge them for everything and their shirt as well. The first quest I end up finding turns out to be the poisoned water supply. These little shits have been pissing in the water and my club is going to very bluntly ask them to stop doing that. A goat in the well ends up dropping one of the most important spells in the game, if only in scroll form, which means it's going to be lasting as long as I usually do. But for now we get access to Mana Shield. This spell makes damage go to our mana pool instead of our health, effectively adding 41 life to our total until it hits 0 and disappears. Or I go to town, whichever happens first. Like I said, it won't last very long. By the time I reach the final goat, it's already gone again. But after taking down the Flesh Clan archer, the poisoned water supply becomes just the water supply and our first quest is completed. Our reward is the Ring of Truth, but truth be told, I won't be using it, cause I've added all the quests to the game. I don't want to get overpowered by using all the rewards, so I'm not allowed to use them. Using 2 weapons means we are getting the damage, so while our chance to hit is abysmal still, we are already hitting like a truck on level 2 with 7 to 18 damage. Except for my blind first playthrough, which is also on the channel by the way. I am just looking up what shrines do, so it comes as no surprise to me that this eerie shrine ends up giving me +2 to my magic stat. Which won't help right away, cause it is time for the bastard that is the butcher. As a true believer in workplace violence, especially when working from home, he comes at me straight away as I open the door. Having 2 weapons and much more damage ends up mattering a ton, as I'm able to take him down on my first try.
Fresh meat.
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
On level 3 we move on from the bastard and into the bullshit. The colorblind Black Death zombies are one of the most insanely punishing enemies in any game. When these guys hit you, you lose a life. Well, that sounds obvious. You always take damage when you get hit. That's how video games work, rabbit. Don't be dumb. No, dear viewer. What I mean is that when these guys hit you, you permanently lose one of your maximum life total. An absolutely ridiculous punishment for something as trivial as taking a hit. Luckily, I have picked up the Holy Bolt spell along the way, allowing me to clear them out one at a time from a distance. After doing this for a while, I end up running out of mana, forcing me to engage in the old art of Mortal Kombat with them. Having managed to clear out most of them, I do end up taking a hit from the final Black Death, taking my life total from 79 to 78. Now I said permanently, but no game can beat the power of saves coming, so that is exactly what I do. I reload the fight and do it again, this time clearing it without getting hit and ruining my precious health pool. Next up is Garbad the Weak. This very bright goat isn't very bright at all. He asks us to come back and talk to him 4 times. On the 2nd time he gives us an item, and on the 4th time he attacks us cause the item he has made is too good. I don't know where he got that from. But a lot of problems can be solved with violence, so we can just kill him and not worry about it anymore. Level 4 is a busy place. We encounter another quest here with Snotspill asking us to return the tavern sign to him. It's guarded by a couple of angry demons that decided to walk up a few floors. It's nothing we can't deal with though, so we recover the sign. and give it to Ogden. As a thank you, he gives us the Harlequin crest. At this point I realized that I had forgotten the Skeleton King quest, so I decided to trek back to his lair, which is, I kid you not, filled with skeletons. More importantly though, there is also a ton of loot here, and I end up finding a steel short sword of skill, granting us 9 dexterity and a flat 13% chance to hit, ramping us up from 89 to 102% chance to hit, which sounds like it's too much. At 100% you should be hitting everything right. You should, but just like us, the monsters have armor, and we need to work around that as well, hence us wanting to go over 200. Between one-shotting and holy bolting them, I'm able to deal with the normal skeletons easy enough. I figured the best way to deal with the king would be to just start blasting. However, it turns out that just attacking melee is the way to go, cause my bolts keep missing their target. In the end, I'm able to take down the king, dropping the undead crown to the floor. This helm has lifesteal, which would be perfect for us, but it's a quest reward, so away it goes. Exiting level 4 is hindered by Snotspill and his gang of miscreants who are in strong disagreement with the whole giving the tavern sign to Ogden. Unfortunately for them, they are being countered by the strongest being in the entire game, a small tight doorway, forcing them to walk in like lemmings to a slaughter. On level 5 we need to go looking for 2 quests, the Magic Rock and Arcane's Valor. Well, it turns out that the Magic Rock isn't exactly hidden very well, since it's the first thing I see when I get to the level, so I click on it and I don't know what to tell you, that's it, that's the whole quest. Our survivability is catching up to us at this point. Working my way through level 5, I get dangerously close to dying quite a few times. Now normally you would say that it's about time to invest into vitality. However, we only get 1 health per stat point, so it doesn't feel worth it at all to get into that. None of this would even be a problem if we had an item that gained us life on hit. If only something like that existed in the game, I would put a crown on that for sure. The Black Deaths are hanging out here as well. We hadn't seen them for a while, but the way to deal with them hasn't changed. I can still just blast them away from a distance. So while there is about a clown scar worth of them in this one single room, the strategy doesn't change. Along the way we are picking up some items as well, like this 10 dexterity ring to help out with the chance to hit. Having casually committed mass murder on the locals, I read the book that starts the Arcane's Valor quest. In this quest we need to put the bloodstones that are spread around the area in the altar. The stones are hidden about as well as the magic rock. You walk around the area in a circle and go into the only 2 doors you find. They are protected by some more horned demons, but you can't miss the giant red stone on the floor. Once they are in the altar, a hallway opens with massive shocker alert, more horned demons. After clearing those out, there is a huge pile of gold on the floor for you to enjoy, and the quest is completed. On level 6 I get to meet Deathshade Fleshmaw, which doesn't add to the plot or anything, but fucking hell does that sound metal as fuck. A bit deeper into it, the kid gloves came off. For some reason the game decided that it was a wonderful idea to put a group of acid beasts in the corner of a huge open room. Normally the way you fight these is by standing behind a pillar and luring them in. Today however, was not that day. Today was the day that I just took all of these shots on the chin like a champ. I mean a very dead champ, but still a champ. I started the second attempt at this by walking around the room and trying to see what was up and how to do this, figuring that if I got lucky, a couple of them would follow me around and isolate themselves. They didn't exactly do what I wanted them to do, but they ended up at the one true nemesis of the game, the doorway. So I just ran in and started hitting the first thing that got close, allowing me to take care of the first couple of them before having to retreat. With their numbers diminished, I figured I would be able to just run in and tank my way through. Don't ask. I don't know why I figured my no vitality bard could go and tank a room full of monsters either. It ended up with me running out of patience and just barging in trying to slay another acid beast but not making it, meaning we have to do all of this again. Third time I actually thought about what I was doing, so while it looks like I'm just rushing in again, I do have a plan this time around. Boss monsters in Diablo work by being on so-called leashes, meaning that if you have a unique monster, his minions are leashed to him. It works the exact same way as when you're walking a dog or a cat. Just like with dogs or cats, when you let them off the leash, they will get away from you as fast as possible to cause trouble where you can't see it. That however is exactly what I want the acid beasts to do, so after defeating Deathspit, the leashes break and the acid beasts finally stop being a cluster of fuck and start darting around everywhere, allowing me to pick them off one at a time. Having cleared the entire level, there is still one thing left to do, to find the book that opens up the Chamber of Bone quest. I hate this quest. Every single time it takes me until eternity opens to find the book. I don't know if it's the color scheme, my monitor, or I'm just getting old and blind. But every single time I spent a half hour looking for this stupid book. I walked past it a few times without noticing, then upped the brightness and did it again. Lowering the brightness didn't make a difference either. For some reason, this thing just doesn't register for me. It's happened every single playthrough. But after 30 minutes of painstakingly scrolling my cursor past every single pixel in the level, I finally spot the book, read it, and finally get to move on to the Chamber of Bone. To start off the quest, I decided to try out some different weapon setups to see which one's working best. I thought I called 30 minutes no rush to give me some time to try stuff out, but apparently I didn't, cause the monsters just start attacking me. It's all very rude of them. The rest of the quest is dealing with movie-like bad guys that attack you one by one instead of just doing the smart thing and attacking you all at the same time or waiting for you to come in. After clearing out everything and everyone, you get to a book filled with arcane knowledge, and once you gain that, the Chamber of Bone quest is completed. We aren't done with the room yet though. There are levers that open more of the area with tons of hidden treasures in them. From one of them, the most important find of the run drops, a book of stone curse. I don't have the required 51 energy for this yet, I'm still off by almost half to be exact. But this book will teach me the stone curse spell, which turns enemies into stone for you, so you can just attack them while they can't fight back. It also stops them from running away. We will need to invest into magic to get it, but since it's one of the best spells in the game for a melee fighter, we'll get right on that. As an example, this is exactly what this spell prevents monsters from doing. The spells are just coming in hot now. A Book of Mana Shield drops on level 7, granting me permanent access to the best defensive spell in the game. We are now just some points into magic away from having the best spells in the game available to us at all times, so things are looking good on that front. Speaking about looking, we are on the lookout for an optic amulet, which is not suspiciously at all, right there in that wide open area that is looking very innocent. Surely nothing can go wrong if I go and grab that. Oh no, who could have ever seen that coming? Once we head towards the amulet, there are unseen ones ready to pounce. Not a problem though, thanks to our friend the door. Having retrieved the amulet, we check off yet another quest, getting us to 9 quests completed. On level 8 I get reminded very thoroughly that I don't have the magic for Stone Curse yet. I'm going to be so happy when I can just put these buffoons in their place to defeat them without running with the devils like I'm some poorly hidden Van Halen reference or something. Next up is the Tsar the Mad quest. He is the living embodiment of an introvert, even going so far as to give you a book just to go away and leave him alone. Now normally I can vibe with that for sure. However, I can just grab the book on his shelf as well. He gets pretty angry when you steal his stuff, as he should. But that is none of my concern, cause I have a sword. And upon his death, we get to check off another quest. The rest of level 8 is just me getting my 10,000 daily steps by taking my goat for a walk through the cathedral. I did find a weird shrine along the way. This ups the maximum damage of my weapons by 1, making it double as good for a bard. I wish this effect had stayed in later games. I love this effect so much. But the genre just devolved into infinite late game grinding, and these would be the easiest route to infinite damage anyone has ever seen as things are these days. Level 9 starts out with us just coming across the fungal tome, and when you bring it to Adria, she tells you it is a big black mushroom that she needs. A big part of working your way down to Diablo's den of evil is by strategically using the arena you're given. So what you shouldn't do is what I'm doing here, where I'm using the mighty doorpost to make it so enemies can only reach me one at a time. Which is all fine and splendid except for the part where they can just walk around and smack me around. It's solved easily enough though, because monsters aren't faster than you are, so you can just walk away to another door. To make sure we don't forget that we still are looking to improve our magic stat, the Toad Demons drop a second book of Stone Curse. Level 10 is where our casual no vitality run starts running into serious trouble. If we make even a single mistake, it's certain death. Trying to hold them back at the door fails when I run out of potions, and when you're losing you should make random plays to see if you can get lucky. So I decided to use a scroll of phasing to roll the dice and hope it could get me out of trouble, and thanks to a perfect stroke of luck I was able to make my escape. Back in town, I put the book next to the rest of my can't read collection before talking to Adria, who is happy with the fungal tome and now wants me to pick up a demon brain for Pepin the healer. The brain always drops from the first enemy you kill, so back on level 10 I fix the mess I created and pick up a demon brain as our reward. After bringing it to Pepin, he seems happy with it and gives you an elixir to bring to Adria. Upon giving it to her, she tells you to keep it. It gives you a bunch of stats when you drink it, 3 of each to be exact. However, no quest rewards this run, so one quick reload later I just tossed it on the ground. One thing you'll encounter every run is Blackstorm and his group of Obsidian Lords. They can be a tough fight when they want to be, but today must be his day off or something, cause he just walked away. Having found him again, I don't get why the demon just left me alone, cause he kicks my ass all over the place. Third time is the charm though. Thanks to the power of Firewall, I'm able to just incinerate him in seconds. The Anvil of Fury is our next quest. It is here on level 10 and Griswold wants us to carry it back up to Tristram. No big deal. Not like it's something heavy after all. Could have been worse. I mean, it could have been an anvil. As our reward, we get Griswold's Edge, a fantastic weapon that goes straight back to the man himself so he can continue edging with it. The deeper down we go, the more spells I am starting to use. According to the wiki, the bard has the same casting speeds as a sorcerer, so we might as well use that to our advantage. Between Firewall and Mana Shield I could very easily just continue the rest of the run as a makeshift sorcerer, but I don't really want to. So instead I decided to deal with the blood claws that were giving me a hard time by using a bow I found along the way. Level 12 is a showcase of how we could really make do with some gear upgrades. Between the constantly running out of mana, the low life total and the general being on fire because of the slayers, things are just roughing up and we still have the hardest part of the run to go. And well, level 11 and 12 don't have any quests, so those harder times are right here and right now. Welcome to the nut up or shut up part of the run. After getting my ass handed to me by some steel lords, I end up finding a crown of the stars that has plus 10 to all stats. Combining that with some plus 2 magic rings I had kept in my stash for just this occasion, I am finally able to eat all of our books and get some more spells going. This changes everything. I was just mentioning how I got my ass kicked by 2 steel lords. Thanks to the power of Stone Curse I am able to split them up and fight them one on one. A much easier battle to win. I still have to use the environment and play it safe, but being able to turn even a single enemy into an obstacle for the others to split them up is making my life much easier. With my spells in order, it is time to think about my gear, and I don't like thinking long, which is perfect, cause I don't have to anyway when a bastard sword drops. This King's Bastard Sword of Blood has 97% extra chance to hit and 174 damage with 5% lifesteal. I have no words for how fucking good this sword is, so I'll just show you. Remember 5 seconds ago when we were struggling with fights? Yeah, those times are over. That isn't to say that the rest of the run is free just yet. We've gotta wait a minute before we get that powerful. No worries though, it's not far away. Level 13 is the home of the Warlord of Blood. And he isn't just home 1 week of the month, he's always there thanks to the whole spawning in all the quests for content, so we will have to take care of him. Last video I fought him with the Sorcerer and it turned into one of the hardest fights that I've ever done in this game thanks to the Warlord's resistances. This time I'm not using any of the elements that just tickle him. Instead I turn him into stone and beat him to death without even so much as a sliver of a fight. The racks give us the final piece of our puzzle in the form of a full plate mail. No matter what, why or how you do, you always want to end up wearing one of these because of the high armor class. This one turns out to have 19 strength on it. Remember that, it will be relevant later on. And just like last time we did an item upgrade, here is a demonstration of how tanky we have become. Level 14 is filled with the Steel Lord's stronger bigger brothers, the Blood Knights. The most important one of them is Lakdanan, who starts our final optional quest. After this it's all mandatory. Not that it makes a difference for us, we've done it all anyway, but I figured I should mention it. Mr. Danan asks us to find a golden elixir that is heavily guarded and well hidden on level 15. It is all very dangerous to get, and it is definitely not right there at the start of the level without even a single enemy in sight. After lying our asses off to Lakdanan by telling him how we had to wade through every single enemy in the existence of the universe to get to his bottle of pee, he drops his helm on the ground. The Veil of Steel is a fantastic helm that you should definitely use when you're playing. I've gotten very emotionally attached to my crown though, so I'll go and keep wearing that instead. And that's it for the mandatory quests. All we need to do now is kill a bunch of naked women, one guy doing unspeakable things to a little boy, and the Dark Lord. How hard can it be? To get to Lazarus, we need his staff, which conveniently turns out to be right next to where the portal to get to him is going to spawn. While I'm in town, I also went ahead and bought a bunch of elixirs. These give you one stat permanently at the cost of 5,000 gold. Fully prepped, I spoke to Deckard Cain, stayed a while and listened to him, which opens the red portal to Lazarus's lair. In here, you need to read 2 books of vileness that teleport you into a group of succubi. After having read both books, you are able to walk in on Lazarus, who together with his succubi is busy sacrificing a boy, as you do. The interruption of the ceremony is ironically very unceremonious. I kill the red succubi in a few hits straight away, do a stone curse on Lazarus and deal with him in a matter of seconds. Which means there is only one thing left to do before it's a wrap on beating Diablo 1 with every class. I've loved doing this series and had a wonderful time diving into this classic, discovering the original depths of despair and defeating the first iteration of the Dark Lord. Level 16 is all about switching levers and working your way through the final remnants of the forces of evil one stone curse at a time. Down here I found another full plate mail. It turned out to be a full plate mail of the Tiger, a better armor class and 46 life on it as well. Why would I not equip that? Remember that 19 strength on the armor I was wearing. Turns out that because of switching some gear around, I was using the strength on the armor to wear the armor. This is called strength bugging. It's fine when you know you are doing it. When you don't realize it, you get into situations like these where you suddenly aren't wearing anything anymore. Not an ideal thing to have happen. Due to sheer elite gaming skills, I end up getting lucky and am able to buy a flail with 16 to strength from Griswold, allowing me to at least equip the full plate mail with strength again. So while I end up not wearing the best armor, something is better than nothing. Having flipped all the switches, it's time for the grand finale of this series. After fighting my way through one last huge group of bloodlords, everything that can be cleared out before the final fight is done and dusted. So only one thing to do in this godless endeavor, to make the demon nevermore. In a strange turn of events, my final fight with the Dark Lord turned out to be a weird one. It started with a very rough map where I had no room to work around anything. So I figured I would start by luring out all the chaff before dealing with the demon himself. It was also nice to run away from the fire so I wouldn't do a bunch of dying. Having made it to a position I figured would be safe, I checked to see what the first group of monsters I would clear out would be. It turned out to be the Dark Lord himself. He stun locked me a bunch, but once I got a chance I returned the favor. And there we have it, all classes, even the secret ones I unlocked with Devolution X completed. I hope everyone had as great of a time with it as I had. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.